Today is February the 25th, I do believe, 2016. This is the office of State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby. All right. They signed for the mail. They signed for the certified mail. This was the certified mail. Subject: contact Marilyn Mosby. Forward: contact Marilyn Mosby. Roberto Aljario from the Afro-American. That's a copy that it went to. This is State's Attorney. I respectfully asking the Office of the State's Attorney as well as the Police Commissioner Kevin Davis to aid and assist me in accessing the grand jury. This is the Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office. And this is their response. This is their response. We are in receipt of your missive, but we are not the agency this information should be sent to. Scott Schellenberger is the State's Attorney of Baltimore County. Marilyn Mosby is the State's Attorney for Baltimore City only. She is not the Chief State's Attorney. There is no Chief State's Attorney in Maryland. Each county has its own State's Attorney's office. We are returning this back to you so you can forward to the proper agency. The proper agency is Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office because I was a Baltimore City resident when this happened. All right. And they came in my house by the order of Scott Schellenberger. Scott Schellenberger abused his office of power. And by you being the state's attorney, you're supposed to address that issue. I'm a whistleblower, and you have evidence. You have evidence in the Internal Affairs Department of Baltimore City. This is about the Baltimore City Police Department. That's the case number, 20101440. Also, Councilman Branch to the city solicitor's office. These are cases in Baltimore City, not Baltimore County. These are cases in which Baltimore City refused to take in February of 2011, right before I got locked up. So you got to pick the ball up that Bernstein dropped. And Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake, like I said, this was the documentary about y'all's politics. The police department, the elected officials, and the abuses of office and the powers of those offices. That's Jeremy Silbert. He's a Baltimore City police officer. See the date of the email? 2012. See the date of the email? 2009. See the body of the email? Richard McFeely and Mr. Dugan of the FBI, because y'all been blocking the investigation concerning Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and the courts. Everything can be found in the Towson Courthouse. Everything can be found in the Towson Courthouse. It's on record. It's on file. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to call the state's attorney's office, and we're going to see why you sent me a letter with no letterhead, with no date stamp, with no signature. Nobody signed this letter because y'all don't want to be tied to it. So I'm going to call you up. So I'm calling you up. Andy Giola. Yes, this message is for Mr. Giola, the Deputy State's Attorney, Major Crimes. I'm a whistleblower, and I sent that information to Marilyn Mosby, and I got a mail receipt here, but nobody signed this piece of paper. Nobody gave me a letterhead, and I need to speak to Marilyn Mosby to set up an appointment to address this issue. It's about corruption in the courts, and I was instructed by Judge Pearson to contact Marilyn Mosby to address this issue. I can show you the paperwork. I already provided you the paperwork, and your attorney, Mr. Bali, has emails with the evidence exposing the corruption in the courts. You can call me at 443-831-1188. This phone call is recorded, and you can get a copy of it. Just check your Twitter feeds. Everything is in the light of day. Marilyn Mosby has a moral and ethical obligation to investigate the corruption in the courts in Baltimore City and Baltimore County because the cases are tied together. The same way that Marilyn Mosby sent that case for the police officer's son that was charged with murder, it's multiple jurisdictions. And you got to hold Schellenberger accountable for the corruption in his court that reflects on Baltimore City residents. I'm a Baltimore City resident and I'm a whistleblower. And I turned my information over to Bernstein. Now it's in Marilyn Mosby's hands. Thank you. Have a good day. I just sent the message, and the message is all sent. So now that you can call them, I'm posting this up on YouTube and Facebook, because the state's attorney gotta do what they gotta do. I've been to the General Assembly. Everybody got this information. Everybody got the material. And you can't deny citizens' rights to access to grand jury. When public officials are involved, the same way that you did Leopold, you gotta do Schellenberger. It's my right as a citizen for you to protect my rights. My rights to the property, my rights as a citizen. To be secure, not to be falsely accused. And when political officials use their powers and abuse them, they got to be held accountable. Just like Leopold, just like Blagojevich. Can't abuse your powers. You can go to jail too. You need to sign that paper. I need a signature. I need a office stamp. I need something other than this.